The PSP, PlayStation Portable, Sony's successful handheld portable gaming device, is finally being discontinued in Japan, thus completely ending the PSP's life cycle, so Sony can start focusing heavily on their less popular PS Vita. Boo! In honor of a great little portable gaming system, I want to run through with you guys my top 10 PSP games of its lifetime. These games are in my personal favorite library and are my own personal opinions, so you may or may not agree with them, but I love them nonetheless, so don't be a dickhead and say, well, this game isn't even good, and what? How could you not put on the list? Also, before I get started, I want to say that I know the PSP had amazing JRPGs like Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep, and Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, which I never had the opportunity to play, but at the time I've seen people play them and I really enjoyed watching them, so there's that. So without further ado, let's kick off the PSP's going away party by listing my top 10 favorite PSP games of all time, bitch.
Number 10, Work Time Fun.
Work Time Fun, or WTF, we all know this means what the fuck, and that's what you'll be saying when you play the game, is a game that contains over 40 mini-games which represent off-the-wall part-time jobs given to you by the job demon. You complete these mini-games or jobs that in return give you money, which you could spend in machines that give you random items such as mini-games, prizes for the gallery, or even these gadgets for the PSP such as like this top ramen timer. Yeah. The randomness and ridiculousness of this game is why it caught my attention and was put on a number 10 spot. It's just like, what the fuck?
Number 9, Killzone Liberation.
Killzone Liberation was a little brother of the first Killzone game for PlayStation 2 and changed the formula up drastically by turning into like a third-person top-down shooter. Not to say this took away from the fun of the game, however. The game chronologically continues 2 months after where the first Killzone ended and puts you back in the role of Jan Templar. The gameplay was fun, the controls weren't as difficult or cumbersome as you'd expect them to be on a PSP shooter, and ultimately, it did its job. The story was great, as well as the multiplayer, which the game featured local but not online competitive until there was a DLC released, and that flipped it around, giving you access to play online and fuck people up. Overall, great game that followed the original story of Templar and switched up the formula of the series in a good way. I fucks with it.
Number 8, Untold Legends, Brotherhood of the Blade.
Untold Legends was the first PSP game I ever owned, and I think it was a launch title with the PSP. I fucking loved every minute of it. It was as much difficult as it was fun and engaging, and playing with my friends only made that experience that much better. Untold Legends wasn't online, but it could be played co-op with up to 4 players over ad hoc. The player can choose to be one of 4 characters: a knight, a druid, a berserker, or alchemist. And the goal was to save Avon, a city so high in the mountains that it often appeared to be floating in the clouds, from the attack of various creatures. If you enjoy dungeon crawlers, getting loot, leveling up, taking quests, killing shit, there wasn't anything greater than Untold Legends on the PSP. Fuck yeah.
Number 7, X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse.
X-Men is the fucking shit, so of course I gotta fuck with X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. It had lovely co-op gameplay, online or local, and let you swap between all different types of X-Men characters, fucking up bad guys, leveling up combos and moves, all that shit. Now, this game was released on like every system at the time, but I only played it on PSP and fucking loved it. The plot: Apocalypse is trying to destroy everything in sight. That's all you really need to know, so of course everyone and their grandmother in the X-Men universe worked together to try and stop him. There was just a certain charm about this game, and that's why it's on the number 7 spot, bitches.
Number 6, Tekken, Dark Resurrection.
When I was younger, I took a trip to Minnesota out on a lake to get back in tune with wildlife and nature and enjoy the water and great outdoors. What I ended up doing was buying Tekken Dark Resurrection and sat in a camper all day. Judge my ass if you want to, but there was nothing greater than hearing people enjoy the water while I fucked up enemies with Bruce Irving. You know Bruce. The character lineup here was pretty big, and it also introduced 3 new characters to the series: Lily, Sergei Dragunov, and Armor King 2, which was like Armor King's brother, which like was trying to get revenge for Craig Marduk killing Armor King and this and that. I don't even know, some bullshit. But while this game was eventually ported to the PS3, it gave the ability to play online. It was a powerhouse of a fighting game on a PSP, and if you don't like Tekken, then I feel sorry for you and your parents for raising you.
Number 5, NFL Street 2.
I used to absolutely love football. Then my dad came along and fucked that all up for me. You know, it was just rough, man. He used to be such an asshole. Alright, We aren't here for my sob ass story about my bitch ass dad. We're here for games, and this just happens to be the shit. So, like a few games on this list, NFL Street 2 was on consoles also, but for some reason, with its awesome soundtrack and entertaining gameplay, this was on my top PSP list. Because you could tackle the shit out of people, create your own crew to fuck shit up with. My only gripe with this version of the game was the long fucking loading screens. Other than that, solid presentation, controls, and of course Game Breaker 2. Shit, what's more to love?
Number 4, Midnight Club, Dub Edition.
Sometimes a game comes along that's so fucking addicting that your grades decline, you lose friends over it, and ultimately everybody gets mad at you because you spend way too much time playing it. And all I could say was, fuck you, my Escalade's on 20s, kiss my ass, you hot dog water drinking bitch. Midnight Club Dub Edition was another multi-system game, but who cares? I played it on PSP and I loved it. It takes you through San Diego, Atlanta, and Detroit, and features some of the sexiest cars and customizing options ever. The soundtrack was extremely memorable, and the controls were 1-to-1. Graphically on the PSP, it was pretty damn good. Nothing more is to be said. It's a fucking Rockstar game, so of course it's gonna be good, and that's why it's number 4.
Number 3, Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City and Vice City Stories.
I couldn't really give these games their own number because they both equally wowed me at 2 different times in my life. Grand Theft Auto is always that go-to game when it came to wanting to take out so much pent-up aggression that you had towards your dad for being a royal dickhead. Liberty City Story stars Tony Cipriani, and the game takes place in 1998, 3 years before GTA 3. The gameplay here was pretty solid and up to par with the Grand Theft Auto formula. More customization options and gameplay were offered than 3, and it was a little solid title with a decent storyline. Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories is a similar game, however key features are added that differentiates itself with Grand Theft Autos around that time. You play as Vic Vance, Lance Vance's brother from Vice City. Vic is a military man and gets involved in all types of crazy shit. This game is actually one of the best Grand Theft Auto games to come out, and I say that because it had almost every feature San Andreas had except for like the RPG elements where you can customize your hair, like eat food and like, have an effect on your physique and all that shit. Vice City Stories came out right before Grand Theft Auto 4 and just wowed me. Oh yeah, and Vic could swim in this, so Tommy Vercetti, fuck.
Number 2, God of War, Chains of Olympus.
If you haven't played a God of War game, I feel bad for you. No, I really do. Like, you may not like Greek mythology or blood if you're a pussy, but this game is an all-around great hack and slash adventure and a welcoming addition to the God of War library. Chains of Olympus starts before the first God of War for PS2 and right after the last God of War that came out on the PS3. So it's like kind of all over the place. Where the main character Kratos is serving the Olympian gods to forgive him of his sins and erase his horrible past. So you go around fucking shit up to try and free the sun god, stop darkness from consuming the world, some superhero shit. The gameplay is the typical God of War gameplay where you mash buttons and destroy monsters. It's just a great game visually and physically. It takes this tiny portable system and turns it into this powerhouse of gaming. There's no better feeling than being at school and ripping Medusa's head off in math class. That's why 3 + 3 = 7 Medusa heads.
Number 1, SOCOM, Fireteam Bravo 2.
I'll be honest, this was the first game where I joined a clan or, air quotes, online video game team, and I became so addicted that I cared about nothing else in life. SOCOM is a military shooter set in current times where you play as a fire team to stop terrorists or some shit. Okay, so I didn't really play the game as much for the story as I did the online motherfucking multiplayer. The customizing and gameplaying was just so fucking amazing. You could voice chat and play with full teams, and it was just the most epic game ever. I really can't explain it. If you played it, you'd understand, but if you haven't played it, then I really can't fucking help you. The game was slower paced, so it gave me more time to strategize and work as a team, unlike games now where it's just every man for themselves and this and that and free-for-all and shooting gun game. There was a unique little lock-on feature that made using the PSP controls easier but still provided difficulty if you know how to play the game correctly. Yeah, you're thinking, oh my god, a shooter with a lock-on? Yeah, fuck you. You didn't play the game, so shut up. That's why I'm telling you about it. Hackers eventually ruined the game though, so because they have no fucking lives and just wanted to be assholes to be assholes. If Fireteam Bravo 2 was nature in the forest, then these motherfucking hackers were like Bear Grylls running around through the forest being fucking dickheads. Fuck him. I'll be honest though, I wasn't one of the biggest clans of that game, but that's all in the history books. That game is just gold. So fun. Go try and play it, like right now. But you can't play online though because they shut the servers down. I cried a little bit in my sleep. So to conclude, that was my top 10 PSP game list. And it's just sort of like a bittersweet feeling that the PSP is officially done. I mean, it'll always be in my memory And there are emulators for the computer, so I mean, it's all good. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to do so. Subscribe if you want to. Leave a comment. Let me know how you felt. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next episode of Mav Attack, motherfucker.